Hello, bells players. I wanted to talk to you about what is the most important, in my opinion, arguably the most important instrument of the whole percussion section, and it is the bass drum. Okay, now you might know the bass drum from a drum set, like where you're sitting down and playing, and one of your feet is hitting the kick drum. Same idea, but this is a concert bass drum. You play it standing up. I don't know if you can see. It's actually on. It's on like a stand that it's hanging with springs from this stand, and you have special mallets that you use to hit the bass drum. So these will be at school for you next year if you're doing percussion. I have my own bass drum mallets because I play a lot of bass drum. You can see it's just a giant version of your bell mallet, okay? But you still hold it the same way. You still have your hand around the mallet the same way. We don't have it sticking out. We don't grab it like a club fist. So all the mallets that you're going to use for the rest of your life, you hold the same way that you hold your bells mallet. Now, I can't get my fingers any tighter around this because it's really big, right? But we still have a fulcrum. A fulcrum is wherever you're squeezing the stick. That's where the stick goes up and down. So if you're not squeezing here, your stick's going to fly out of your hand. So the same thing on bell mallets. So the thing about bass drum is if you just hit it, like randomly, it doesn't sound very good. You actually have to hit it the right way. So the first thing we do is we put our fingertips on it, okay? And we don't want to hit it in the dead center. We hit it just a little bit above center. So if I push into it, it's really thumpy. That's too thumpy. So I'm going to take my hand off a little bit. Now this bass drum I can tell is a little bit floppy. I'm going to tune it up a little bit. Probably hasn't been played in a while because no one's really been in here having class. That's already better. Okay? Sometimes I don't have a towel with me, but I'll lay a little bit of a towel over here so it dampens it a little bit. Okay? So that's kind of the sound that you want for the bass drum. If it's supposed to ring, if I have to do a whole note, I'll go like that. The reason I have two mallets is sometimes you do a roll on the bass drum, and it's kind of cool. It sounds like thunder. Okay, and all that's written in the music. So sometimes you're a sound effect, kind of like doing thunder and lightning. Sometimes, and most of the times, the bass drum is actually keeping the beat. So the bass drum player has to pay the most attention to the conductor to make sure you guys are staying together. So this is an instrument you'll get to play next year. Now you'll notice it doesn't really make a note. It makes a sound. So you're not going to read there's not a C on the bass drum. It's just the sound that it makes, and it tells you whether to play quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes, resting, whatever. So this is the concert bass drum.